Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Insurgency. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different, something that I used to do back in the This Is How I Snipe series that I used to do for Battlefield 3. It's more or less a tactical gameplay video where I'm going to have an overlay of the map on top of the gameplay and show you guys in real time my thought process on how I am playing and the benefits of the choices that I'm doing. First and foremost, I'm not the creator of all knowledge. I do mistakes. In fact, I do a lot of mistakes, but today it's not going to be about it. Today it's going to be about the things that I think that I do right and that greatly improve my gameplay experience and my teammates' experience as well. So let's start off by telling you the game mode and the map. This is the game mode Skirmish and the map is the map Market. I'm going to be playing as the security guards and I'm going to be the squad leader, aka the specialist. My main role in the entire map is to deny enemies the access to this portion of the map right here. If I'm able to deny them access to this specific part, I'm going to force the enemy into choke points that are more convenient for our team, because they're more susceptible to get hit by grenades and to get killed over long range engagements from snipers from our team. So that's basically my thought process and my goal in this gameplay that I'm going to be showing you guys. Let's start with the actual loadout now. Usually the first thing that I do is just to remove all the items from my loadout, and I start with the most important thing, the heavy armor, because it gives you more resistance to chest shots. And then I'm going to be choosing the M16A4 because it's a weapon that only occupies one slot instead of 2 or 3. And then I'm going to be equipping the holographic sight, the suppressor, and the incendiary grenade. Now the first thing that I'm doing here is to let my squad mates know what they're supposed to do. So I'm using the comoros and the order system to tell them what is our main goal. And as I go through, I set other objectives because, you know, we're a squad of 6. And even though the final goal is to destroy Echo, people should know that they should cover a specific part of the map or throw a grenade down there, lay suppressive fire to a specific place in the map. So I'm giving those orders as I'm moving through the map to get to my desired location. So right now I realized that they're capping Charlie, and I'm right here at the bridge, and I spot one enemy here near the car. I take him down and I stop the flag capture, but to make sure that there was no one else there, I jump immediately down to the hood of the car so I don't get fall damage, and I get inside the flag radius. So right now I'm right here and I notice that the flag is blocked, which means that it's at least one more enemy inside the flag radius. But since there's another teammate, it means that there's 2 enemies, and as long as they have 2 and we have 2, the flag will stay there. So we need to kill one of them if we want to start regressing the enemy from capturing Charlie, and we will successfully do so. And I throw an incendiary grenade just to make sure that they either get distracted by it, or if there's someone camping in this position, they have to get out of cover to run away from the incendiary grenade and hopefully get killed by my teammates, and freeing at the same time the capture zone, allowing us to effectively capture and seize Charlie. One of the most important things at the beginning when you're playing the skirmish game mode is to go for one flag and capture one flag, because if you have your weapon cache intact, which you should have right at the beginning of the map, you will have extra spawn waves. So if you capture Charlie, not only everyone that's dead spawns, but you will stack 1 or 2 more waves for your team, which is one of the most important things. If they destroy Alpha, that means that even if you cap a flag, okay, your teammates that are dead are gonna spawn back, but you will not stack any more waves. So it's really important to keep your weapon cache alive and destroy the enemy weapon cache. And right there I had no idea why I got killed. It was just a stupid move from me, and I should have had my reflexes, you know, going stronger. But I noticed that there's a lot of teammates down here on Bravo. So basically what I'm going to do is as soon as I spawn, I'm going to move all the way through the streets, go to the bridge zone as soon as possible. Because if I deny this specific area to the enemy, I'm going to have they're going to have to move to a different location like I mentioned previously. And ultimately, you are controlling the way the enemy is playing. So they're playing the way you want them to play. Therefore, you have the advantage of knowing what to do next. So I'm rushing as fast as possible to this specific location here, because if there's no one there, chances are that the enemy already is trying to get a hold of that zone. So luckily I killed those two guys right there at the corridor, and there's one extra guy up there. And I noticed that he's just desperate, trying to run away. I kill another insurgent that was coming from their spawn. I go up the stairs, and I know he's there at the windows, so I take him out, and I realize that it's all good because there's a teammate here at the bridge. So I just cleared 4 enemies in this section here, which should mean that for a few seconds it should be out of heat, so it should be clear. And I can then focus on either giving backup to Charlie, but in this case I'm going to try and progress towards Delta, kill all the enemies that I can, and instead of capturing it, I noticed that there's a lack of enemies nearby. So I rush immediately, rush towards Echo and try and destroy Echo. Now right here I need to pay attention because this is their spawn, they come from that location. So if I just turn my back on them to destroy Echo, they can easily kill me. Now as soon as I throw the incendiary grenade, I run away. Echo has now been destroyed. So even if they capture any of our flags, they won't get any more spawn waves. So this is a huge advantage at this point, because we will always have the extra waves, because we still have our weapon cache and we captured Charlie. So as long as we have those flags, it's all good. Now my main concern is to make sure that Charlie stays ours. I see that in the indicator that was blinking, which means that the enemy was capturing it. But guess what? They were out of spawn waves, they had no one left. There was only one guy on Charlie. He eventually got killed, overwhelmed by our team, and we won the first round. So like I said before, it's really important to effectively deny a specific part of the map to the enemies, and as soon as you can, know when the time is right, just take their weapon cache out and you will have a huge advantage on your side. Not only you control a big portion of the map, but you have extra spawn waves and the enemy hasn't. So if you lose a round in such conditions, it's because your team was really doing a poor job. Now, I'm doing exactly the same thing. As I'm moving through the street, I'm giving orders for my teammates to move towards Charlie, lay down a smoke grenade or lay down suppressive fire to this area while I try and go to the windows here and see if there's any enemies trying to attack my location. This is a huge advantage. I see one guy getting inside. I immediately go back and try and help, but I see that there's a teammate there that got killed. So okay, it's time for me to make a move. I killed that guy, and I was unsure if there was anyone else, because in this game, if you have a bad timing, it will really mess up the entire thing. When I turned my back here to kill that guy in the stairs, one enemy could have easily sneaked in without me noticing him. So that's why, even though I killed the only guy that I saw, I waited a few seconds there at the stairs, and I'm still there because I'm pretty sure that someone else is going to show up, and guess what? That guy was there also. So as you see, this specific zone of the map is constantly getting attacked by the enemies. So, and for good reason. Like I said before, if they control this upper part here, this means that they're gonna effectively defend Delta, they're gonna have a better overview towards Charlie, and they're gonna have an overview from our spawn, because we come from here. So they're gonna be, if they are in this specific bridge, they're gonna have a direct line of sight to our location. So it's a huge advantage. They cannot have this part of the map. As much as I can't stress this enough. This is probably one of the most important parts of the map. And because you control this specific area, you force the enemies into the meat grinder, that's Charlie, into the bridge, which is risky because if they're in the bridge they also have a good advantage, but you usually have teammates here in the bridge. Now this I don't understand. What just happened here? My teammate was looking through this specific part here of the corridor, and I thought he had things under control, and then I joined him and there was one guy right in front of him. He didn't kill him. So I thought that there was no one there, and I got surprised and I got killed. That's really stupid. Sometimes you have teammates that are completely clueless and you rely on them too much, you get killed. Even though the guy was here, I should have been more careful. It's always up to us, you know. Never trust them. Unless you're playing with friends on TeamSpeak and communicating, you know, the real deal, never trust a casual guy that you see in the server, because that will probably cost your life. Anyway, I spawned back. I'm doing the exact same thing, but at this point I see that they still have echo. So they still have the advantage of, if they manage to capture a flag, they will get extra spawn waves. And spawn waves are depleting for both teams. So the correct thing here to do is to try again and effectively deny them the weapon cache. And I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. I'm trying to push to Delta. And this time around, I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to stick to Delta. I'm not sure where they are. I'm gonna play it safe. I know that there's some teammates closing in on my location, so I'm gonna stick around and see what happens, because this is really you know, a part of the map where you can get killed from various different angles. But apparently I'm moving through echo. I think that's I stayed on Delta in the 3rd round, not in the 2nd. There was one guy lost there, and eventually he got killed. This round was not really interesting because our team was doing the job. They were covering Bravo, they were covering Charlie, I was covering this part of the map, and the enemies weren't just responding to that. And the last guy, as you saw, was probably AFK, and that's why it was an easy round. The next one, I don't think it's gonna be so easy. But the mindset, it's basically like this. Be versatile, make sure that you have a grenade equipped that is able to destroy echo. Also, make sure that you can be silent and yet lethal. Using a suppressor is one of the most important things, because in close quarters, even in close quarters situations, sometimes the enemies won't realize where you are, where you're shooting from. And that split second that they have doubts on where you are, it's going to be enough for you to actually twitch to them and kill them with a reflex shot. Now again, I'm watching the windows, see if there's anyone here, and we're capturing Charlie at the same time. Our team is doing a great job. They're going straight away to Charlie to stack those spawn waves. And meanwhile, my friend here, that's defending the exact same place as me, is wrecking the enemy. I think he killed like 3 or 4 or even 5 guys there the entire round. So as you see, this zone keeps getting attacked by the enemy over and over again. And I think I saw a great opportunity here. Our teammates were controlling the map. I saw a lot of gunshots. I heard a lot of shots in these specific areas here, and my teammates were still alive, so I figured that they killed the enemies. So I thought it was a good opportunity for me to push to Delta. But since I was unsure of their location, I was just holding ground, capping Delta, asking for my teammates to move to this location, lay suppressive fire to this specific place while I take care of the enemies that are in this entrance. It's really important that you let your teammates know which part of the map are you controlling, because right here you have 1, 2, 3 possible ways from which the enemy can attack. Right now I'm focusing on this one. I kill one guy here. Meanwhile, there's one friend on Delta watching both entrances, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and sneak through the back and try and kill one guy, and check my super duper aim here. Oh my god, learn to aim raider. And then I kill the other one, and I say that the area is clear, but as soon as I turn around the corner, guess what? I have like 3 or 4 enemies coming from their spawn. I killed the first one there, and then I noticed that the other enemies are not protecting their weapon cache. So I take the advantage, I throw the incendiary grenade, and I realize that they're right next to me. Luckily I managed to kill one guy, and before I have the chance to kill the last one, the weapon cache gets destroyed, and since the enemies had no more flags left, they ended up losing. So key points when you're playing market skirmish: be sure that you're versatile, have a heavy armor so that you could withstand shots to the chest, more shots to the chest, have a grenade capable of destroying echo, have a suppressor that can effectively conceal your location to the enemy even for a split second. That will give you an advantage, and deny them key areas of the map. In the case of this map, market, it's the zone that gives access to this bridge here, because you will force the enemies into doing something that you expect them to do, so they're not going to have the surprise advantage, the element of surprise, and you can use that, you can play with that and just control the entire game by controlling a simple set of rooms. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Let me know in the comments section. Thanks a lot for watching, and I see you guys later. Cheers.